Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We begin conversations this morning by speaking with Dr. Denise Tsoiafatt-Angus, former chairman of the Tobago Festivals Commission, as she brings her opinion, her views on the participation of Tobago in the National Carnival for 2025. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adanna, and good morning to the rest of your viewing audience, Tobago, Trinidad, and the world.
That's right, that's right. And so, we just concluded the National Carnival 2025 in Trinidad and Tobago, and you are here to speak on the Tobago aspect of it in terms of participation or the events leading up to On the Road and, of course, the road show. So let us know, what are your views? I know we had conversations prior to now, as you spoke about things that should have been put in place initially to ensure that the carnival celebration was well enjoyed and participated by all. And so now here we are. It's time to do an assessment, and I need to know what your position is where that is concerned.
Well, I think my position hasn't changed. It is clear that this administration intends to kill off the National Carnival in this space, and events leading up to and even on the actual 2 days definitely show that. And something simple as the staff members of the Festival Commission and staff members everywhere that would have normally worked for the Tobago Carnival, I understand that a large number of them were posted to Trinidad, leaving a paucity of persons to be able to run the carnival in Tobago at a budget of more than $500,000 that they put together and approved them to go to Trinidad to supposedly promote October Carnival. And yet, whilst that is being done, you still have not seen the local personnel, your tent people. The Calypsonians performing in tents would tell you that they got no support. They have not even gotten a promise so far of how much monies they may, be getting for the carnival season. But, you have to commend them. They went ahead and performed at various activities throughout the communities, making sure that people were entertained and felt the carnival spirit. I don't know, without them, the spirit may not have been felt in those communities. We saw where, excuse me, a number of our artists made it to the finals in Trinidad. And let me commend all of them. For those who made it to semi-finals and then finals, of course, we had the Calypsonians, we had the brass bands, we had the soca. We did a good showing this time around. But again, many of them would tell you they got no help from the administration. And of course, you have your band leaders who came out, who did not see their stipend initially, but they haven't had it yet, but at least they came out. The logistics on those days, the pan, having a pan bomb competition with the masqueraders at the same time created some confusion there. And they need to look at that. They need to look at the sequencing. You have tourists waiting to see the masquerades coming out. What could have been put in that place? Could you have brought in the Calypsonians to engage the tourists at that time while you're waiting for the masqueraders to come out? The sequencing just was not right. It looks like it was haphazard. It was like, okay, well, we're supposed to do this. Let me just have something happen. There's so much more that can be done and can be gained from having the dual carnivals in Tobago. We had an in-depth conversation in our online platform with Dr. Keith Nurse, and he agreed this is a huge opportunity for us as an economic driver. But if we're not seeing it, and we're not getting the experts in, we're not collecting the appropriate data to drive our decision-making processes, then you're just having haphazard things happen. This could be a whole developmental model that begins to shape the Tobago Carnival in October, and not just have a carnival in Tobago in October. And there's a difference.
All right. So you introduced the October Carnival in the conversation, so I have to talk about it a little. And I know the conversation is the viability of having two carnivals: the Tobago-centric Carnival, which is in October, which we agreed to, and the participation in the National Carnival, in terms of how the resources are deployed and how they are utilized. If my memory serves me well, I know that there has been a situation where the participation for the National Carnival, it has been declining for a number of years. I don't think this is the first year that the participation has declined. It was declining for a number of years, and I believe that that's the conversation that brought the actual Tobago Carnival in October to the fore, because we see where a lot of people, they head down to Trinidad, as we are aware, to participate in what is happening over there. And so the conversation was, how do we have something in Tobago that does not necessarily have to compete with what is happening in Trinidad at the same time? And we have seen the successes of the Tobago Carnival in October.
Have we?
It has been
date? What is your data?
I do not have data.
Well,
I have not collected data.
What is the data?
But however,
it cannot just be number of people on a road.
So have you been able to identify what the objectives of each carnival event or each event should be? Because do you have the data? Are you able to see?
No, I'm not an economist. Here's what we have happening.
Nor am I.
We having first-year students, first-form students attempting to perform specialized surgery and not recognizing that it's time to bring in the experts. We have an opportunity here. We need to bring in the economists, the cultural artists who understand what this product could be, and we have them measure, we have them collect data, give us guidance in terms of what data must be collected in order to make the prescription for the patient. You know, you cannot not monitor as to what exactly is happening and know what you need to monitor to know it is a success. People on the road cannot be that it's a success. We have to go beyond that. We have an opportunity to build an industry. Yes? We have, so we've had soca, calypso, all of that. How do you just not let it stay until next carnival? That's when we jump up and do something. How are we helping our local artists to get into exporting themselves to the world, going around the world, getting their music known around the world, helping them understand what type of music would sell internationally versus locally? We are sitting on an industry, we are sitting on a gold mine, and we have to nurture it. We have to shape it. All of our artists, ensuring that they have opportunities, not just in Tobago, but beyond Tobago. If we have the adult carnival, the adult masquerade competition in Tobago's carnival in October, can they then be part of the national competition in Trinidad? Because it's also about honing the excellence of our people. And while you're here, we could have the greatest and the largest kiddies carnival incubator program at during the national activities. We are hearing the reports now that there are many people who are choosing to go out and participate in regional carnivals, or should I say community carnivals, even in Trinidad. That is an opportunity to attract persons here to be a part of the kiddies carnival, and you have a robust kiddies carnival creation development program. We have Miss Elias who is here. How are we collaborating with her in teaching the art form and, you know, honing that craft, and then having them come out during the National Carnival? And I think if we do that, if we understand that Carnival is not just about freeing up yourself, it's about preservation of our art form, that our art form is different from even in Trinidad, and we need to define that and we need to shape that, that it is about being an economic driver, right? And also being entertainment. So if we understand all of those facets, you begin to understand how to create what you want and get the most out of it.
So your final assessment is that Tobago's participation in the National Carnival did not meet those specifications this year. Is that what you're saying?
No, it did not. I mean, we're getting there, but it's not, you know, there's more that has to be done to invest. You know, we're basically just throwing persons out there without understanding that building an industry takes a lot of investment. It takes a lot of education and development, and we have to be serious about it. Why is it that, you know, 5.4 million or whatever was approved, but that goes into a lot of infrastructure? We have not seen that translate into the people who are actually doing the work to create the entertainment. Yet we see, and I have to go back to this, you see where that show with Buju Banton, they would have gotten monies already to come in and put on the show, because you can't put them on any advertisement without them receiving monies already. Why are we treating our own people like second and third class citizens? Carnival didn't just happen this year. We know it is happening every single year. So why do our people have to wait last in line for what they call now scrums? That's not, we're not going anywhere anytime soon with that. And it is very unacceptable at this stage that they cannot get it right. And that is, you know, it's sad. It's killing it off. We can have both. If we understand the opportunities that are there for one to be a development and feed into the next and create a robust product that we all can be proud of, one that is unique to the island. It is unfortunate. I don't know what happened with mud. It seems like mud has disappeared from Tobago. You looked for the mud on the street. You saw a lot of people, but you did not see the mud. You know, if we traveled to Grenada and said, well, we are choosing to have that as part of the celebrations or distinguishing who we are, but it is not happening. There's no coordination. There's no coordination of what is happening in the space. It's like, okay, well, you all have that day. This is your time. This is your time. No, that it cannot work. And I know that when we talk about the economics of it, vendors play a big role. So when you're putting on a show, you can't just think about the artists. You also have to think about the vendors who are there with their what they have to sell, and determine how do you balance the show with getting the vendors to sell their products, making sure that the vendors have, that all of them are not selling the same thing, that all of them have products of a certain quality. It's such a huge opportunity that it's
You're hearing here from
unnoticed.
Dr. Denise Tsoiafatt-Angus. Tobago is sitting on a gold mine, and of course, as with everything else, there's always room for improvement. So there are things that need to be assessed, revisited, and of course, have a rollout that will engage all stakeholders, ensuring the benefit to all here on the island of Tobago. In closing, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
And let me take the opportunity, because I don't know if I'll be here next week. Excuse me. Happy International Women's Day, and there is a really wonderful program, tribute to women and single women, also on Saturday evening at the Scarborough Library. And let me really take the opportunity to say thanks to the cultural artists who are coming out and volunteering of their time to put together this program in aid of single mothers. So please come out. Scarborough Library Auditorium, 7 p.m. on Saturday. It is going to be an amazing program with a lot of our own cultural artists who are there to perform and entertain you. So come on out, everyone. It should be nice.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for that invitation. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Dr. Denise Tsoiafatt-Angus. We spoke about the Tobago participation in the National Carnival event here in Trinidad and Tobago. And coming up next, we have Cherish Irvin of the Irvin Golf Academy. We're going to be talking about the third school golf intercol that is coming up next. So do stay with us. But before we go for a break, we have a photo for you. Tobago back in the day. Oh, the photo of the day, sorry, the photo of the day. Can you guess where this photo was taken? Somebody needs to tell me. You can also comment on our Facebook and YouTube live streams. Where was that photo taken? The photo of the day. When we come back, of course, we're going to let you know where that photo was taken. And we do hope that you could stay with us throughout the rest of the programming. Before we continue our conversations here in studio, we're going to go for a short break. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.